Hello and welcome to our Calendly Etc. plugin. This plugin is designed to just work with the Calendly application to allow you to insert appointment requests within your WordPress site. In settings, there is a Calendly settings link, and in there you will find the opportunity to put in two values. The default URL is the URL that will be shown when you enter the shortcode of Calendly. The integration token allows the plugin to talk to Calendly and bring up all the other types of events that you have defined and then give you shortcodes to each one. Now, a warning that the Calendly API that allows us to find out what shortcodes we can use only works when your site is an HTTPS site with a valid SSL certificate. Although nowadays you can get free certificates on most hosting platforms, so that should not be a problem. But if it is, you will get an error message. So the first thing you want to do is to enter your default URL and your integration token. Default URL is the one that will be displayed if you just use a shortcode of Calendly, and the integration token will allow you to have different event types based on a shortcode parameter. So if I go to my Calendly and I show you that we are using the webhooks described here in the documentation, but you don't need to worry about that. We go to calendly.com and hopefully I'm already logged in. I am. So in my account, I can see that I have many different types of appointments defined. And what we can do is we can go to share my link, and we can get the basic link, there it is, to clipboard for my appointments. And we can put that into the app. So there it is. And I can save changes. Now, I can already use the application. I have another page to open. And if I edit that page, you can see I've already put in the shortcode of Calendly. And if I now view that page, you will see that the full Powered by Calendly app is now loading within my WordPress page. And this will show all the Calendly appointments that I have set to be public. So the ones here that are set to be public will be shown, and the ones that I've got hidden for special use will not be shown. So for instance, if I go to podcast interview, you can see that I can choose the color, I have the shortcode, I have my instructions, all set up here. And I have the rules of when these can be booked. And I have this event hidden. And that means that it will not show up on the list that I have just set up on my page. So this page here is only actually showing 2 appointments. It won't show the others because I've set them all as hide. But now I'll go and get the integration token, which in your Calendly app, if you go to pull down menu and find integrations, at the very top of this page you will have your integration key. You can click to copy the key, and don't try and use my key because I'll be resetting it after this video. And go in here and paste that in. As you see, I've used it already. Paste the integration token in. Now immediately I do that, my plugin can now talk to Calendly, and you'll see it's now giving me all the shortcodes that I have. So I can now use the shortcodes with the extra slug, and I can apply any of the appointments. So if I wanted to set up a podcast interview page, I could take this code, copy it, go back into my experts page and edit the content. Instead of just having Calendly, now I have Calendly with the event slug. And if I hit update, and now show you that post page, you see it now loads specifically with the information on the podcast interview. So even though that's hidden from public view, because I have explicitly said I want the podcast interview, here Calendly will set that up for you and allow you to use it in the normal way. So that's how the system works. I'll now actually show you how it doesn't work in respect of this HTTPS. I hope you have HTTPS on your website, but some people don't. And I'd just like to show you what the limitations are. Now, I'm switching now to a website which is on my local server and isn't HTTPS. As you can see, it says it's not secure. So if I go to the Calendly settings now, I am asked for the information again. But if I add the integration token, I'm afraid it doesn't work, because Calendly will not talk to an unsecured site. So I get a message saying can't verify because it's not valid SSL, as opposed to the other site which would list them all for me. So the integration token, I'm afraid, is of no use. But one workaround you can do is, in this situation, you could actually choose the default URL to be any of the URLs that are defined in your Calendly. If I let that save and go to posts and edit, I can use the basic Calendly, which will now show that podcast interview page. But of course, if I wanted to change that, I would have to go back into the settings of Calendly, set up and change them. In other words, without my SSL, I am stuck that I can only have one URL working. I think that's enough really, because you really need to get HTTPS running on all your websites. And as there are free options available now, there's really no excuse for your website host to not help you to have an SSL certificate, so you can have secure pages and you can use Calendly with all the options that you choose for it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have good fortune with setting up appointments. And if you have any questions, just fire an email over to support. We also have our own custom upgrade code written into the plugin, so the plugin will update when we have updates to do, although we don't expect many because there's not many more features we can add. But if we do need to change the code, maybe we'll be able to be Gutenberg integrated soon as well. The plugin will allow to be updated in a similar way to others. You can click on the check for updates and it will see that you have, whether you have the most recent version of the plugin installed. The only shortcoming of this update service is that it only checks if your plugin is up to date or not when it's active. When it is inactive or deactivated, the plugin does not check. But otherwise, make sure you subscribe to Appcetera and the WP Business Club for the latest news. Thank you very much again.